The Powder River Basin in southeastern Montana is famous for its coal reserves. When looking at the geologic map produced by the Montana Bureau of Mines and Geology, one cannot help but notice the widespread presence of a unit called Clinker, a mysterious deposit of burned coal that is said to make up many of the ridgetops in the basin. Let's explore further and see if we can find this unique formation.
As I walk along this road, I'm entering this very flat area. It appears to be an old quarry or an old workings yard, probably for when they were making the roads around here. You can see to the right and to the left the steep walls that have been dug out, and on the ground here is very fine crushed up material, so likely used for roadbed. Straight ahead of us, I think we found it. I think this is the Clinker. I've never seen this in the field, only I've seen it in the museum. So I'm quite excited to take a look at this deposit. Yep, this is it. Wow, really neat part of Montana. Here in the Powder River Basin, we had a deposit that had a lot of organic material in it and turned to coal, and then it was ignited in the subsurface. And so as we take a close look here, we can see evidence for that. Look at this. This material is actually porous. It has a bunch of holes in it. And that's from when it was ignited in the subsurface and water turned to steam and tried to get out and made those holes. If you look over here, you can see evidence for actual flow of the material. So it ignited, turned to liquid, and now it flowed, and now it's preserved in those shapes. The rest of it is more of a sandstone-rich layer that wouldn't have ignited. And so it makes this brecciated appearance within this larger Clinker rock. Fantastic example of Clinker in Montana, southeast part of Montana, Powder River Basin. All those red splotches on the map, and we found it. Let's look at this other deposit in the area. Appears to be a pale red layer. And indeed, you can see at the top of this embankment, you have fine layering. And those layers are breaking apart and coming down the slope. So let's take a look and see what kind of rock this is. As I feel it in my hand, it's quite sandy. So it's fine-grained sandstone, I would say. But then we start to see detail. Like that little, is that a trace of a little twig? Yeah, you can start to look around and see these traces, fossils of this material, of vegetation at the time of deposition. So using your imagination, you can imagine the swamps that were creating the coal layers in the Powder River Basin had rivers flowing in and around them. And the detritus from the vegetation in those swamps was falling into the rivers and being deposited, like this little leaf fossil impression here. Truly amazing stuff here in the Powder River Basin. Beautiful.
What a wonderful place to explore geology. Imagining what it must have been like when the sediments were deposited. Also, trying to conjure up the scene of the widespread Clinker deposits on fire is both fun and a bit scary. As you can see by this nice red dirt road, the unique deposits have been put to good use.